welcome to Porch Talk. This is Cheryl. This is my third take on this. Hopefully my camera won't do the crazy dark and light thing. But, oh, there it goes. It's already started. It's just going to be one of those days. But it's going to be okay. We'll get through it, all right? So today, I thought that I would do a talk on 5 things that bring you peace and joy. So important that we keep our eyes focused on the things that are lovely in this world, because there is so much ugliness right now. And do you like my flower? I thought it was pretty. It kind of goes with my little flowery shirt, but brings me joy. Yes, I love it. But super important that we, keep our eyes on things that are lovely and beautiful, and not always hear about all the bad stuff going on, yada yada yada. So I love this card. It says, "Take life one day at a time and enjoy the ride." So super important, that we only get one day at a time, right? And so you want to make sure enjoy every day that you are blessed with. And I love this. See the world with wonder. There's so many things that you walk by probably every day. You just don't see it because you're in a hurry and you're rush. You're in your routine. You're in the grind. And it's always a good idea to kind of step back. And even if you have to get up a little early and spend some you time, quality time with God, time journaling, time watching the sunrise. I've just started doing that, and I never realized how much I was really missing, and really, truly missing so much. But yeah, so I love this. Start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. Absolutely, before your feet touch the ground, you should be thanking God for a brand new day, and and just thank God for His mercy, for allowing you to have one more day, for you to enjoy your family, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of things to be grateful about, even though sometimes we don't see it. Sometimes we don't, we lose track of it because of the heaviness of what's going on in the world. But so the first point that I would like to talk about is a place where I feel most peaceful. So you need to find that place that you can sit and just relax. Mine is on my deck or out on the dock, a quiet place in my home. I have a place where it's kind of like my meditation center. I have pictures, and I have my incense, and I have my Bible and some other inspirational works that I read. Your garden, I love to garden, you know that. I mean, you can see my tomato plants. I have plants all over my deck, and that brings me peace. It brings me joy. And a place within walking distance, like a park, like the dock, like someplace that's close to you, that you can just sit and take it all in. There's a great park downtown St. Mary's, and it is lovely. It's not a fancy park, but it's got some walkways and some swings, and always full of people, but just a gorgeous area. You can sit there, watch the river, watch people fish, just watch the beauty of the world. And places like that are really important. I try to make it down there a lot. And I take my little doggy for a walk. Sometimes we'll go, there's a restaurant called Seagulls there. If you ever get a chance, go there. It's a great little restaurant if you're anywhere near St. Mary's, Georgia. But it really is a wonderful little hideaway place. So the second, I love this thing. I have to put it out there. It says, "This day is a gift. That's why we call it the present." Present day, the now. But isn't that a great saying? Today is a gift. That's why we call it a present. I love that so much. It is a present. It is a gift from God. It's, we're not promised tomorrow. Things can happen even today, so before you get out of bed, thank you, God, for that gift. Thank you for allowing me to be present today. And God will hear you and you will be blessed. Not only that, but it works, creating a happy headspace for you, and uplifts your heart and brings you joy. And that's the way you want to start the day off. So another, number 2 is a daily habit that brings me joy. I love my cards. I read them. I have them all over my house. I have them everywhere. It just reminds me to be grateful. It reminds me just how special being on this earth is, and and to keep me centered and to keep me in a spirit of gratitude. It really, really does. I suggest you get those. I'm going to have them for sale. I just have to go through. I'm going to take pictures of the decks, and then I'll put a price on them, and I will put them up, and I promise that will be very soon. And and my necklace. If you look at my necklaces that I make, look at how gorgeous that is. I wear this with everything. It just shines no matter where I go. People always ask me where I get it from. And of course, I tell them it's your lucky day because I make them. So they get a card and I usually get a sale. But this heart reminds me to love you. It reminds me to love me. It reminds me to love everything that God has given me. And that's super important, for me. So watching the sunrise, I forgot how beautiful watching the sunrise is. And I have been getting up early because I get up at like 4:30ish, listening to something on the TV, something inspirational, and then I start planning my lesson for today or my talk for today. And but I always go outside and I sit there with my coffee and I admire. Sometimes I walk down on the dock and see the sunrise. It's just so gorgeous, just so stunning. I'll put pictures down below in my comment if you want to see. I have a gorgeous picture of sunset last night. Oh my goodness, how wonderful. I have a gorgeous picture of a sunrise that just happened maybe like a week ago. Just absolutely stunning. And I get to see that every day here. So, and I'll share that with you as time goes. But listening to a motivational talk or reading a book, super important. Prayer and meditation. So I just bought a book that's a Bible / journal. So it gives me a verse and then gives me, it writes out like a one-page thing, and then it asks, it gives me room to put my thoughts and how I'll apply it to my life and, different things like that. So I do that every day, and that, again, keeps me centered, keeps me grateful, keeps me positive. It reminds me that today is a gift, and for me to take advantage of that, and to be thankful and grateful. And that's something that's, I've started just doing that. A friend of mine journals a lot, and I thought, what a neat thing. And so I've started doing that, and I have really enjoying it. So I say journaling, starting the day off with gratitude before you even get out of bed. Do not reach for your phone. Do not turn the news on. I don't even turn the lights on. I just lay in my bed and say, thank you, God, for a new day. Thank you for blessing me, for allowing me to be here to share the day with people that I know, and just to be a blessing on everybody that I can. And life is as good as you make it. But if you hit the ground running and you don't give thanks, I really feel like it just takes away from the beauty of a new day and the gift of a new day. So that's a good habit to get into, and it will bring you some peace and some joy for sure. Working on my books. As you know, I'm writing 2 books, Born to be a Unicorn 1, and then the second one is called The Forging Fires of Life. We're just kind of a copulation of things that have happened to me and my observations about life, and hopefully I can get those finished up before the end of the year this year and get them published and get them out there. So I am working really hard on that, and I love to write. Writing is such a wonderful, expressive, thing. And I love planning my talks, getting up early and praying and meditating and planning my talks. That really makes me happy. And it makes me happy that I get up and I take the time to plan them, because then I know that they're going to be successful and that they'll be useful for somebody. And I pray over my lessons too when I do them before I talk to them. God, please, let the words that I speak come from you, come through me, so that I can be a blessing on somebody who is in need, or just be a blessing on anybody who hears it. That's what we're here for. We're here to lift each other up. So, and hopefully that's what I do every day for you. And the last thing, in this section is listening to positive music. If you listen, and if you listen to any of my porch talks, you'll understand that I usually have music in the background. That's what I put on. Don't watch the news anymore. I don't put negative stuff. I don't allow it in my house. Sorry I lost a nail. But I just only allow peace and joy and beauty, in my space. And I find that I'm just so much happier now. I really, truly am. And, and that's really wonderful. And we're kind of halfway through this, but I would love to ask you if you would please support my new channel, because I am just a month old. And if you could like, share, comment, let me know if there's a talk you'd like me to do. Let me know if you have a comment about the things that I've said. Let me know if I've touched your life at all. And also subscribe. I need subscriptions. And by getting all of these things, like I say, YouTube knows that you like my stuff. And if you share it and do all that, and not just click through, but you watch the video and then like it and share it and subscribe, YouTube pushes my video out to more people. Not only that, but I'm really, really close to being monetized. I just need more. I need more subscriptions. So I hope that you can help me out there. And that way I can get a new camera that doesn't do what it's doing now. Yeah, craziness. And I apologize for that, but it just is what it is right now. I'll see if I can fix it maybe after this talk. Sorry, I have the hiccups. My coffee does that to me. Drinking my aminos and my electrolytes. So the next thing that is on my list is a person or relationship that fills you with joy. It could be coworkers. Hopefully it's your husband or your wife or your partner. And my relationship with my God and my Creator. Yeah, so grateful for that. And of course your children and your family. I have a great friend, Melissa. I have another friend, Tamika. I just treasure them both. And my friend Giovanni, I just treasure, my connection with those people. And they're just precious to me. And they lift me up. My relationship really with me. I'm telling you, this is something that people skip over. And I tell you that all throughout my life, I loved everybody else but me. I didn't have a relationship with myself, and I didn't have any peace. And it took me a while to figure out why. Why don't I have peace? Why? And it's because I didn't love myself. And it's so important for us to love each other and lift each other up. But you have to develop that relationship and develop a relationship with God. And once you develop that relationship with yourself, you realize that you don't have to have all of the approval of the world. You don't have to have performative anything. You just learn to be you and to be grateful and pray and follow God's direction. And those kind of things fill me with peace and give me joy. Let me see. I love this one. It says you have the power to create your own happiness. Let me put that closer. Oh, maybe a little bit. Ow, I'm sorry if this isn't focusing properly. I have a little bit different angle because the sun is just popping up over the trees and I know it's going to blind me. So I'm a little bit sideways and maybe it will work a little bit better. But no, in your, in your quest for happiness and joy, it all starts in here. It starts in your heart, and you have to decide that joy and happiness is something that you can. Oop, I was wondering why it was wiggling. My chair was pushing on it. But no, you can. Make your mind up that your life is going to be full of joy and happiness, and that you have the power to create it. We are all creators. We're all creators. God made us creators and gave us free will, and so that we could choose. We could choose what happens to us. Now, things are going to happen, yes, but it's what you do with those challenges that makes you or breaks you. That is true. So, moving on. Um, the secret, this is a great card too. It says, the secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. It's courage. You have to be courageous in life. You can't be wallpaper. You got to live your life. You got to get out there, live it in joy, live it in gratefulness, and spread your word, spread your joy, spread your positive energy on people. If you're quiet and you're shrunk down because you're afraid, fears, will keep you from experiencing joy and happiness. You got to get rid of that, because you got to realize that fear that consumes all of everything that's good in your life, it will consume it all. Just wants to keep you in the corner and obedient. Doesn't want you to experience joy or happiness. You got to realize that. You got to realize that those, but by you becoming a more joyful and happy person, it doesn't allow the darkness to whisper in your ear. It doesn't allow that to control what's going on. Do I believe in the power of good and bad, evil and darkness? And I believe there is a pull. And otherwise, why would God give us free will to choose? So yeah, I do believe that if your mind is open to the things that will whisper darkness in your ears, that very much can take your life over. It did mine. It sure did. And you know what? I had to learn to kick that out and say, you know what? No, I'm a child of God. I am created in the image of God. And God has meant for me to live on this earth, and He gave me the ability to create my joy and my happiness. And all I have to do is take that gift and kick out the other guy, as I call it. But yes, it's a matter of doing those things for sure. And so I love this one too. And it says, don't count the days, make the days count. You can't count on tomorrow. Yesterday is gone. So make sure that the now, that the today, that is a gift, that you live it in present mode and you live it in the now, because it's all we have. It's all we have. And so use today in this moment that God's given you to create that joy and happiness, and to spread it to everybody. Smiles and kindness, free for you to give out like candy, And it's not hard to be good to people. You just have to, to realize that that's what we're here for. We're here to lift each other up. We're here to bless each other. So let me see. So the next one is a creative or fun activity that makes you feel alive. So, some people, they love to work out. They love to go walking. I love creating and planning talks. That brings me great joy. I love writing in my books. I love making my jewelry. I adore making jewelry and making beautiful, gorgeous things from nothing. To me, that's so powerful, to just take a couple of things, mix them together, and voila, you make this gorgeous thing. And I love doing it. I make my earrings too. And these are the beads that are actually in the necklace. But, I love doing that. Writing my books, I love doing that. That brings me a lot of joy. It's hard for me to do that because I like to be outdoors a lot. But walking by the river, going down to the dock, gardening, listening to music, there's lots of different activities, like say going to the gym, going to church, singing in a choir. Sometimes I just put music on and I sing. I just sing. I love it, you know. Singing is make a joyful a noise unto the world. And I think when you sing and you play music, I believe it is an uplifting, that you're uplifting God. And I really do. So I sing a lot and I praise a lot. And, you know, studying your Bible, journaling. There's so many things that you can, moments that you can create that will make you feel alive. And, you know, go fishing. Oh my God, I love to fish. Right now I got crab traps. Go shrimping. Go do an outdoor. Go bike riding. Go for a walk by the river. There's so many things that you can do. You know, if you don't have a river, go to a park. You know, watch kids play. That is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But there are a lot of things that you can choose to do, a fun activity that, you know, gets you going again, that, you know, makes you realize, oh my goodness, the world is a wonderful place. So don't let those moments pass you by, all right? And the fifth one is a way I can bring more peace and joy into my life every day. So me starting my day with every day with gratitude before I get out of bed. I'm thanking God for the gift of a new day. And I think that is just super important that you start every day off like that. I talk about that a lot because that was a real catalyst for me, and it helped me to get the negative noise out of my head. And it helped me to come to a point where I realized how special, you know, the world is, and being alive is. I'm sorry, my glasses are going crazy again. Thank God the gnats aren't eating me alive. But so you know, a way that you can bring joy, you know, meditation, prayer, journaling, reading and journaling, feeding yourself, feeding your spirit, lighting incense in your home, you know, while you're praying, creating that special place that you can. I call it my peace zone. You know, I go there. Of course, I only live by myself, so I don't have to really worry about kicking anybody out. But every place that I've lived at, I've always had a spot where I had an eye out on my garden, where I hung bird feeders and all kind of things, you know, in the trees. So when I sat in the chair and I looked out the window, it was like Garden of Eden to me. I always wanted to see that. And that always just grounded me. And at that time when I had that, I was living in Dead City, you know, in the middle of traffic all around me. There was a lot of crime around me too, but I found that to be my Zen place and my happy place. So just know that you can create those places and go to when you need them. But meditation, creating things. I make cards, I crochet, I make jewelry. You know, there's a lot of things you can do to I paint, you know, so many things that you can do to get those creative juices flowing. And to me, being creative, God has made us all creative. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody has the ability to create. If you open your mind and allow God, that gift that God gave you, there's a way that you can be able to create things. But you have to be willing to do that and not say, oh, I can't do that. You know what? So in jewelry making, when I first started, I probably wasn't the best at it. Now I'm really good at it because I practice. And once you get into it, you know, if you love it, like my friend plays the guitar every day, you know, if you pick an instrument up or you do whatever every day in a passionate way, you're going to get better and better. So when you try something, if you're not good at it in the beginning, keep trying. And you will get better. You will get better at it. Playing positive music, no news in my house, none of that. But that automatically lifts me up and gives me joy, and it puts my headspace in my area in a happy zone. When I leave the house, this is strange maybe to you, but I leave positive music on. So my house is happy, my space is happy, and when I come home and I open my door, I hear positive, beautiful music that invites me into my house. And it makes me happy. It really, really does. Reading some affirmative cards. I'll read my cards. I have them everywhere. I carry them with me. I give them out to people. It's such a blessing to give those out to people as well. Watching the sunrise, going fishing, living in gratitude and thanks, setting my day with intention, and working in my garden, of course. But most of all, giving all the glory to God for allowing me to have another day. And and also, this one says the happiest people don't have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. There's going to be days when, when we feel like we're behind, we don't feel like we're, happy. But it shouldn't keep us from dreaming, and it shouldn't keep us from, not feeling blessed every day. We gotta dream big, but every dream starts with small steps. And so I love this. It says, dream big, start small, but most of all, start. In all things you do, starting is the hardest. I'm an artist. And when you have a blank canvas or you have a blank page sitting in front of you, sometimes opening that up and seeing the blankness there, your mind can go blank. Sometimes you just sit there and you have to be centered and say, Lord, what would you have me to write? What would you have me to paint? What would you have me to create today? And so, again, I really feel that joy and peace are choice. And choice is a huge thing, for me in this channel, because it is a personal choice. Life does not happen to you. You create your life. You are the creator and the director and the main actor in your life. So don't let things of the world make you feel like you have to prove yourself or anything. You know what? It's your life. Grab it. Do what you do. But, live in gratitude, joy, happiness, and peace. And like I say, that is a choice. And again, I ask you for your support to like, share, subscribe, and please comment below. I love comments. Comments are really special. I love to, interact with you. And I also have a place on my main page that you can, if you leave a message there, I'll message you back. But I would love to, converse with each one of you and find out what your story is and find out, different things about you. But again, I love this one card. It says, today is a gift, and that's why we call it a present. God gives us a present every day, gives us a gift every day. If we're breathing and we're alive, it's a gift. So please remember that. Please use every day wisely, all right? Because time is one thing you can't get back. Time is the precious gift that God gives us too, but we only have a certain amount. So I ask you to please join me on Porch Talk. I'm going to have to lean forward. The sun's coming up. Make sure and join me on Porch Talk every day. I do a new talk or I have new content every day. Also, I am putting some positive vibe stuff on there, just so you can share it with your friends, or you can look at it in the morning and go, yes, but I watch those things. I actually create those little positive things, and I do the over voice on it because I want to have all tools available to help people see the beauty and the joy in life, right? So I say all these things to you on this lovely day. I hope you'll get out and enjoy it. I am going to go pull my crab traps. I had a bunch in last night. I'll take a picture and I'll post it in the comments. So look in the comments if you want to see the picture of the sunset and the sunrise, and also my crab haul. So, but I say all of these things in love and joy, and I wish you peace, and make the most of every day. Remember, it's a present. It's a gift from God. All right? Mwah. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow on Porch Talk, okay? Bye. Have a great day. Bye.